another CE News podcast. With us, we have Tony from Jamaica, and we will be talking a little bit about integration. You have been in Poland for more than 10 years now. How was your first impression of Poland? How was it moving to a new country?
Yeah, first impression was positive. I must say the people were welcoming. Things were because I came to study, so at the university the level of education was pretty high. You know, there was a lot of diversity when it comes to the student body. So this was very helpful for what I was studying.
At the university, since you say that there were many students from other countries and cultures, did they somehow try to facilitate and help people adapt into Polish society, or did they throw them into the deep end of the pool, so to say, and be like, sure, now you're on your own and try to figure it out?
The university.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they actually they understood, of course, that people are coming from pretty far away, and that everything is new for them. People are coming here by themselves, you know, no family. So yeah, they did their best to help out when it comes to help, whether it be with documents or creating social events.
Would you say that Poland is a tough country to integrate to? Are people closed off a little bit, or are they open for foreigners?
Well, in general, for Polish people, right, the foreigner isn't really associated with anything good. Usually they brought some kind of trouble with them. You know, there was
invasions and occupation.
Yes. So, you know, Polish people are a bit reserved in it's like a naturally. But as I said, they're very curious. They like to get to know other people. So and especially, for example, with the language, that yes, it might be an issue for someone who doesn't speak the language to integrate. But the younger generation, a lot of them speak English, and then they understand that the Polish language is pretty hard to master. So they give a chance to the foreigners.
When it looks to the foreign population in Warsaw, you've been here for more than 10 years, so you've seen the city change, so to say. And you mentioned earlier that there was some time around 2015, 16 or 17 when you were gone for a couple of months, and when you came back, you noticed that there was all of a sudden a lot of Indians that were in Warsaw. Was this somewhat surprising for you when you saw this change?
Yes, I was surprised because it kind of came out of the blue, let's say, that all of a sudden that they started coming here mainly to study, right? But still, how and why they decided to come, I was surprised.
But for you, it was also good news, because in Jamaica, cricket is a big sport, and the Indian migrants that came to Poland, they brought it with them, so to say, and all of a sudden, teams started appearing, and you joined one of these teams, and you're playing a lot of cricket with the Indian migrants. When you talk to them, what do they think about the country?
Yeah, so the cricket here, it's also an interesting phenomenon. As you said, they brought it with them. Now they're organizing the leagues here. They have matches being played during the summer. And the ones that I interact with, they always positive things to say about Poland. You know, they're grateful for the opportunities that they have here, whether it be to study or some come for work. You know, there are a lot of like tech companies here, so some of them come to work here. A lot of positive responses. Not many negative incidents.
When it comes to Indians, they are one of those countries or nations, just like the Poles, that they have spread out a little bit across the world. There are a few countries where you won't find at least a somewhat large Indian community. Poland, until recently, was one of those countries that did not really have one, but back in your home country, in Jamaica, there is a pretty sizable Indian community as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, initially they were brought there as indentured workers to the island after slavery, and they, ever since then they have developed their community.
What would you say is their reputations among other Jamaicans in Jamaica? How are they viewed? Do they have any special characteristics that are attributed to them?
They've actually integrated pretty well into the society in terms of they're viewed basically as Jamaican as anybody else nowadays. In Jamaica, it's not so much in terms of like religious influence, but yes, or the linguistic influence. But in other parts of the Caribbean, yes, it is there.
And here, when you started playing cricket with these Indians in Poland, were they very open to the other players on the team? Because not all of them, I assume, are Indians in the cricket team.
Yes, in terms of the cricket unites, let's say that everyone there knows that let's say most of the people that go to such places, they have an interest in cricket or they've played it before. So I guess anyone who is interested is welcome, let's say.
And how does it look like when it comes to social life? Do they tend to stick together, or do you see a lot of social events in which these Indian migrants and Poles mix and party together, have dinners together, or are they still a little bit separate? Because often when you are a recent migrant to a country, it's a different thing if your community has been in the country for 20, 25 years. If it's been a couple of years, then maybe sometimes you're a little bit more staying with your own group.
Yeah, so I would say that for the most part, yeah, they tend to stick together in terms of the students who who come here, and then maybe they in the university meet fellow Indians, and then let's say they live together, party together. But we see also more and more couples, right, being formed, whether it's Polish Indian couples being formed. Recently, I saw a wedding near my house. There was a Polish Indian couple, and they had the ceremony in an Indian restaurant. So we see more and more such things.
And in general, since you have been able to, through cricket, get to know them, the community here in Poland well, how would you say that their general thoughts are about the country? Because it must have been a little bit surprising for some of them when they come, that this is a part of the world that I'm guessing that people in India, they might have some preconceived thoughts about England, for example, or South Africa or other places where there are big Indian communities, but Poland must have been a little bit of a blank spot on the Indian map, so to say. So it could be a little bit more surprising for them when they come here.
Yeah, I would say how they came and this phenomenon of them coming, it's something that I can't really comment on. But yeah, now that they're here, I would say that they're trying to make the best of it. They appreciate the opportunities that are here, that they're given. Yeah, they're hard workers, as we see that they're the ones delivering sometimes during the rain. Bad weather outside, they're still working. It
seems to have evolved a little bit over time, because in those first years, as you mentioned, 2016, 2017. They were usually seen delivering food, for example, on these Uber Eats or other services. But in recent years, we have more and more tech companies opening up in Poland. Microsoft is coming in, NVIDIA and others. And now in the central business district of Warsaw, you often see in front of these skyscrapers a lot of people working in informatics, programming, or other. If you look at your own group of friends that you know through cricket, would you say that these professions are also well represented in that team?
Yes, absolutely. Most of the guys from my cricket team, they're either in tech, or let's say gonna be in tech, or they're like students. So yeah, there are a lot of professionals or future professionals here.
We also know that India has a strong culture when it comes to mathematics, astronomy. Of course, usually we say that we have Arabic numbers, but in reality, they are from India that were later borrowed by the Arabs. Also, astronomy was very strong back in the day, and today it seems that this prowess in mathematics has been somewhat directed to programming and computers in general. When it comes to the quality of education, it also seems that India, it has such a large pool of students, and once you can take these exams to try to go to elite universities, there is a quite large group of universities which are on a very high level. Many of them come to the West. Poland probably is not the first choice for the best ones. They probably go to California. But so is this also something that you hear from these friends of yours, that they have family that has migrated to other countries in the world?
Yes, as you mentioned, England definitely, California. If you are, as you said, that if you are any good in IT, this is the place to be for you as an Indian. But yeah, as you said, that in India, of course, yeah, there's large tech companies. A lot of workers, of course, it's English there, right, which enables them to work for other international companies.
It is also this year, 2023, the Indian population overtook the Chinese population for the first time. They are now the most populous country in the world. They have a GDP growth that is higher than the Chinese. There were some articles earlier this year in connection with this change in which country is the most populous, saying that the 21st century could actually be the Indian century. So I think it is something for all of us to think about. We have to keep an eye on India because the country could become much more important for us than we think in the future. Thank you very much for coming on and discussing this with us.
Thank you.